All right. So, what I wanted to show you is it is quite stormy. Um, a jet stream down across the Gulf of Mexico. That that is very typical of an El Nino. And then we're looking at a storm in the southwest. We're looking at a storm in the northwest. We're looking at a storm across Canada. So definitely a very active pattern currently. And we're kind of in the middle without a whole lot going on. All right, so here is the forecast. And what I want to show you is that, and I'm going to start talking about this, that we got kind of a watch out because I've seen this before. During El Ninos, sometimes the models don't do really well out into the future, say 5, 6 days out. We saw that with this weekend storm. It changed in nature quite a bit from earlier in the week. It was still a windy, cold thing, but not anything really impressive for us. And now today we have a change from yesterday. Probably won't affect us much, but it shows us that the models are having a tough time grasping which part of the jet stream it brings a storm into on the west coast. Does it take it north or does it take it south? So today is going to be a dry day. Wednesday's a dry day. Thursday's a dry day. But note that a storm kind of forms out to our west by Saturday. This was not even in the picture yesterday. And it drifts south and combines with a storm on the east coast. Also note that there will probably be a lot of 5 and 6 day out hype in this kind of weather pattern, and they may not always happen. Like this storm off the East Coast would be quite a doozy, but remember how our storm changed last week. And this is all based on the fact that this model takes a storm just to our south and merges it and really gets something going. We still don't have really any influences of it. We might get, the reinforcing north wind for a day or two on Monday or Tuesday. And then as we go out, everything continues to show that the atmosphere continues to warm. We're looking at December 22nd there, and it's still very quiet. So the details of the forecast have not changed, but I just want you to watch out for extended forecasts this winter and how they could change. And that's because of the El Nino. I've seen it before. We saw this in the 80s and 90s where when we had some El Ninos, the models did just terribly. Now the models are a lot better now, but I think what that means is instead of them nailing a forecast 7 and 8 days out, we might have to back it off to trusting it only about 4 or 5 days out. Today, we're looking at 40 around Detroit and Ann Arbor. Upper 30s, Thumb, Saginaw, Bay City, Flint. Grand Rapids will still call upper 30s, maybe mid 30s, 36. Kalamazoo, upper 30s. And then you get north to Traverse City and 32, which is still pretty mild for this time of the year. Probably about normal for Traverse City. Wednesday, cool again, but, upper 30s. Thursday, low to mid 40s. Friday, upper 40s in a lot of the, at least the southern 2/3 of lower Michigan, even up into Alpena and Tawas. Saturday in the 40s. Sunday in the upper 40s. Monday, touch cooler, but still 40 in a lot of places. Next Tuesday, maybe cooler. And then back into the upper 30s and 10 days out, back into the 40s. And look off to the west in Minnesota and Wisconsin where it's supposed to be cold. It's just not. All right, now here's what I want to show you how you can see these surprises coming in because of the El Nino really convoluted active weather pattern. So, we're going through today and tomorrow, and you're looking at the mid-levels of the atmosphere, the most important map for us as a meteorologist. Now we go to Friday, and note this bend that forms in the jet stream coming out of the Dakotas and merging with the storm in the south. So it changed the whole face of it due to a merger, and then it still moves it to the southeast and up the east coast. And that's what El Nino does, is it sucks storms to the Gulf Coast, or it keeps them in Canada and sometimes can keep us kind of in a void. Now we go out to next week, 21st, and out to the 22nd, and quite mild. So that is the deterministic mode of the European. It's, what should be the best forecast. But now let's look at the ensemble mode, which is probably going to be the better way to go during this El Nino extended term. And that means that 50 iterations of this model are run and we average them all together. Now this is late this week and it certainly is warm. I mean, the whole story is still warm. I'm just talking about nuances. Now this is Sunday, this is Monday. There's your trough, and that's why we cool down maybe on Tuesday. And then note, after that, the atmosphere starts to expand again. This is December 22nd, and the atmosphere expands and gets warmer than normal. This is December 24th. This is Christmas Day. It's really hard to have a white Christmas with an atmosphere that's warmer than normal. Pamela Todorov, so El Nino affects the temps, but how does it affect precipitation? This, as we end this would be a classic El Nino pattern. Storm track in the south, California to Texas to Florida with one storm system. Storm track to our north, British Columbia, across southern Canada, maybe into the northeast, maybe across Michigan at times. And those two energies are split. So how does it affect precipitation? It keeps it on the lighter side because the storm tracks don't merge and produce high moisture storm systems often. That's not to say it won't happen. So look at the 6 to 10 day out to December 21st. Look at the 8 to 14 day to Christmas Day. How do you get a white Christmas with an 80% chance of warmer than normal temperatures and a 60% chance of below normal precip? So Jim Slobodnik is saying no snow is fine with me, and there's a lot of folks that are in that camp, and then the other 50% are not in the camp. And I'm a meteorologist, and I just take what Mother Nature brings us is all I can do. So there's your MLive morning weather update. Going to be very interesting this winter, and I'll start to highlight this for you. But the one watch out is long range forecasts, 7-8 days out, could change more than they have in the past few years because of this El Nino. And I just want you to be warned. I've warned my weather team at MLive that I think we better use the ensemble mode, and we better lower our confidence on what it looks like at 6 and 7 days out. So we're going to be a little more shy on telling you something confidently out farther in the distance. And I'm going to probe more with the modelers at NOAA as to why this would be. I have some thoughts, and I thought they would have fixed this over the years, but I'm seeing it now, and so we'll see how it goes. All right, so thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.